Yeah, basically, like, I really need to just stop wasting time on shit that isn't productive for where my career is heading. And I just like need to be okay with that. Like, I don't want to stop streaming. I love streaming, and I love like, you know, playing the games that I'm playing and like interacting and all of that. But if there are parts of streaming and content creation that take up a stupid amount of time and effort in order to develop a part of my career that's not important, considering my new direction, then I feel like I need to be okay not fucking doing it. I felt so much comfort in just letting go of a whole bunch of stuff that isn't productive for what I want to do and where I want to go. Like, I spent so much time this week expanding my voiceover network and like contacting devs and like doing all that stuff, and spending 8 hours editing a fucking scuffed cooking stream that took an entire afternoon to set up and then didn't even work, and then the internet went out halfway through instead of spending that time doing actual work, was like when you put it into perspective, that's a huge waste of time. And so like I essentially have a mental flow chart now of like, does this project move my voiceover career forward? No, don't fucking do it. Unless it's like literally the sparest of spare time and you would rather work on this thing than like chillax. But I finally let go of like the fear that I had for like, oh, but if I stop putting out all of this content, if I stop doing this, if I stop doing that, if I don't upload to Instagram every day, if I don't have 2 separate YouTube channels and 2 separate Instagram channels to make the most of all the algorithms and the blah, 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 then I'm going to be floundering and I'm going to get nowhere and blah, blah, blah. And then I had to like really kick myself in the face to realize that growing my social media presence has jack and shit to do with where my career is actually going now. So like finally being okay with being like, you know what, maybe I'm just gonna leave that second Instagram account and I'm only gonna upload to the other one when I feel like it, like I did back when I had a full-time job 7 years ago. Maybe I don't need to play the algorithms. Maybe I can just fuck around and upload just whatever I want in my spare time that I feel like. Like, I don't need to spend 3 days a week editing highlight videos and transferring everything from here to there and editing photos and scheduling stuff for the next 3 weeks and whatever else is required in the content creation arena. Like, I'm totally fine with letting all of that go and like really reining in on what it is that I enjoy about acting, what it is that I enjoy about working on a project with people and realizing something creative in that way, rather than just kind of vomiting myself across several social media platforms hoping that eventually someone gives me money for that, which is not how it works, by the way. That is not how a business functions. So like, yeah, I don't know. Hey Sora, how are you? But yeah, that's a bunch of stuff that I've been thinking about lately, and all of the research that I've been doing and things I've been listening to about, you know, how to find your niche and how to activate that as part of your business and marketing plan and things like that it was really eye-opening for me. Like, actually sitting down and thinking to myself, like, what is actually my goal? And it took me 6 years of streaming on Twitch to realize that it's just not Like it's not like trying to be a successful content creator is not for me. Like streaming is for me. I fucking love streaming, but in terms of making it like a career opportunity or whatever, like no. I'm totally okay with like just sitting here and chilling and putting far more effort into actually building my skill set in something that I can control myself. So like that's why I think you guys will probably see a lot less content in terms of like social media posts or like video uploads or any of that kind of stuff. And I'm probably going to end up moving all of my or like any of my VO rants or whatever that I was uploading to my second YouTube channel. I'm probably going to just re-upload those to my original to my main channel and delete them from the other one, because I just do not give a fuck about the YouTube algorithm anymore. Giving a fuck about it is not going to help me move my career forward in voiceover. So there's no point caring about that. And the only reason that I sit down and every single month when I do my finances and scour through every single one of my social media channels and take note of like all of the metrics and stuff like that is purely to keep the data updated on my website from a content creator perspective. If devs and publishers and stuff want to approach me for like whatever activations for sponsorship stuff. But if that's not my focus, it is such a waste of half my day doing all that work to keep information updated on my website for opportunities that I arguably do not even want. So, yeah, it feels really good to just be like, sick, I can let that go. I can keep streaming for funsies. I can keep clipping stuff and you know, if I have time, I can make some highlight videos, which I do really love making funny meme highlight videos and stuff like that. I do really enjoy editing that content, but I don't want to like sit here slaving over it and feel guilty that it's not going up fast enough to keep up with shit. I don't want to have to like jump on reaction videos and like jump on all this shit to try to keep my YouTube channels growing, because I don't fucking care about it anymore, because there's other stuff that I care about more and that I should care about more, because I'm turning fucking 33 in 1 month and have what to show for it. So yeah, I need to kick myself in the butt and I need to do what I got to do. And yeah, I feel good about that though. I feel really good about it. So when I originally was learning about like what niching is and stuff like that, I literally messaged my friend. Wait, let me bring up the message for you guys. Let me actually read to you what I told her. To be clear, not quitting streaming. My schedule will, like, I'm still going to be on Twitch. But it was very helpful in solving. Remember how last week or the week before I was all like, clearly YouTube is the better platform, blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't know what to do. Like the pros and cons are like this and that and whatever. I literally just solved the problem for myself by not giving a fuck about any of that, because worrying about which platform is better actually doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, given where I'm actually focusing my energy. So like if I'm going to continue streaming just for fun, then fuck yeah, of course I might as well just stay on Twitch. But if I was going to really go full steam ahead into like if I was going to pull back from voiceover stuff and be like, I'm going to go full into content creation now, I'm going to grow all of my channels, I'm going to go ham, blah, blah, blah. I honestly think that quitting Twitch and switching over to YouTube and just going ham on that platform in all the ways that I know how would have been the better play, to be perfectly honest. It would have been. But the universe is such that I just know that this is the right choice for me. And so like staying here and just chilling and kind of reverting back to where I was 5 years ago when I was just streaming for the memes outside of my day job, like that's where I want to be at again. I'm really excited for that, honestly. Where is this? Oh, here we go. So she said, she sent me the video and she's like, hey, is this relevant to you? And I was like, yeah, let me have a look. Num, num, num. And I literally said, oh my God, she's speaking to my Libra ass. Because what she said, oh, that's right. So what she said in the video was she was saying in terms of like choosing a niche, she was like, if you're someone, because she's like, people always ask me, like, what do I do if I have two parts of my business? I have, like, if I have this part of my business and I have this part of my business, which one do I then concentrate on? And she's like, well, you need to fucking pick one. You have to pick one until that part of your business is self-sustainable enough for you to concentrate on the other thing. Because otherwise, you end up doing this. Now, let's consider that this side is voiceover. Let's consider this side is streaming. She's like, you're going to build up this part of your business, but then you're like, oh, wait, I still need to keep working on this. Oh, but I need to keep working on that. But I need to keep working on that. Whereas if you just worked on this thing instead of this one, oh my God, you have success instead of floundering around all the time. Which, if you guys know, my fucking Libra ass is literally juggling 8,000 fucking things simultaneously all the time because I don't know where to focus my energy. And like watching this video legitimately just like completely cleared it up for me. I was like, that's insane. That's insane. And I wrote, literally, I know I do this too. I know if I focused, if I 100% focused on voiceover, which I should, I could take it so far, but I'm scared of losing my platform that I've spent 6 years building. And you know, like my Twitch, my brand, like all of that stuff. I'm scared of potentially losing that if I focus too hard on voiceover and like essentially stop working on all the extra stuff related to my content creation brand. And then immediately after I wrote that to my friend, this woman literally called out that behavior in her video as a thing that prevents people from really narrowing down on their niche because they're scared that they've spent so much time building up a particular part of their business or like focusing on a particular thing, and they're scared that moving away from that is essentially a waste of time. So like I would have wasted the past 6 years of my life if I decide to redirect and go this way. And she's like, but if you just decided to niche earlier and to change your direction earlier, then you wouldn't have taken that long in the first place to find success. Right? Oh my God. And so like literally at that point, I was just like, oh my God, she's fucking right. If I had just, like even 6 months ago, if I had just stopped wasting my time on like making extra content, making sure that like a month's worth of Instagram content is scheduled in advance, trying to make a fucking separate like 18 different fucking social media channels to post all my shit to. If I just stopped doing all that and started taking acting classes, doing more workshops, practicing reading out loud 2 hours a day, you know, focusing on like my breathing exercises and what my body does, I would be leaps and bounds ahead further in my acting and voiceover career than I currently am. Leaps and bounds, because you can never improve and you'll never be more successful in what you do unless you like niche that thing and you focus on that one thing and you just fucking work on it and work on it and work on it. It's like if you were an artist and you spent your time using like a whole different bunch of mixed media and a whole different, and you tried doing realism, and you tried doing anime style, and you tried doing like a, you know, postmodern type style, and you tried all these different things, you're never going to like, you might get marginally better at your art, but you would more significantly improve if you purely focused on, I want to render photorealistic paintings in Photoshop specifically with a mouse. If you focused entirely on that, and that's all you practiced, and that's all the tutorials that you looked at, you can make different types of images with that same method, but you're not going to improve your actual technique unless you only focus on that one thing, right? So yeah, I that just like really opened my eyes to like just how much time I'm wasting by trying to, like, I started thinking about how important my social media presence is as a content creator versus a voiceover artist. What am I actually trying to get out of both of them, and like all that kind of thing. And at the end of the day, for me to be a voiceover artist, all I need to do is practice my skills. And it's like, yeah, what I have, like me coming this far is definitely beneficial for that, because I have a wider network and I have like, you know, more connections to talk to and stuff. But I don't think continuing working my ass off, spending 16 hours a day editing content, scheduling content, making random memes and shit like that will necessarily get me any closer to achieving success in that field than just actually working on the thing. Are you doing the thing? No, then do the thing. Are you confused about what to do? Just do the thing. Exactly, Sora. Exactly. And being someone who takes external feedback on board so much, that's where I always end up getting forced off track. So I literally need to like print out a thing to stick on the booth in front of me that says, like, what are you, like, are you unsure? What are you working on right now? Like every time someone in chat is like, I miss cooking streams, or I miss this stream, or I miss that content, or like, when are you going to make makeup videos again? I'm fucking not. I'm sorry. I'm fucking not. And I don't care how many times you guys keep bringing it up and keep being nostalgic about it and keep asking all these things. Things change. People change. I need to stop fucking wasting my time on that stuff, because to be perfectly honest, that kind of shit gets me nowhere. It gets me nowhere. And time is ticking, and I need to be a fucking adult, and I need to pay the bills in this house. And doing a cooking stream will not pay the fucking bills in this house. So I'm sorry if that's painful for anyone to hear, or that anyone's disappointed about it, but it's the truth. And it's a very hard truth, probably more for me than it is for you. Because when you're literally looking back at the past 6 years that you've spent doing this, and you're just like, oh my God, if only I had come to this realization 3 years earlier, like where could I be right now? Like, there just has to be a time when you're just like, listen, I just cannot take that feedback on board anymore, because this is my life and it's what I need to do to make my life move forward. Because I personally don't think that having that one person in chat that is like, I miss X streams, or I miss X content, that person saying that is not going to pay for the fucking debt on this house, essentially. Nor is me actioning that one little wish going to pay off the amount of money that is left from my student debt from university. So we got to keep things in perspective here. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Rabbit. Like, I really enjoyed doing my makeup for myself too, so that was really cool. But the amount of time that it makes, and I don't think people realize this when they watch content online, especially because there is so much of everything and it happens so fast. But the amount of time that it takes to set up the camera, make sure that it's working, change the batteries every time it dies, make sure that you got all the correct, footage, editing everything, looking for music for it, blah, blah, blah. All of that together could take you a day. If you're going to do it well, it could take 2 to 3 days. It's not a 20-minute job. It's not a 20-minute job of just like, oh, I did makeup and it looks cute and here's a video. It takes so much time. I can't even describe to you. Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you that last week, that cooking stream we did, it took, why does it take more than 5 minutes? Exactly. Like, it took an hour and a half to like set up everything, and then it wasn't even working. So cooking everything took longer than it was supposed to. The stream went like 2 hours longer than it was meant to. Then I had to go back on Twitch, cut all the footage, download the footage, wait for it to download, put it all in DaVinci, spent like 6 fucking hours editing that shit into something else, wait for it to upload, do the thumbnails, do the tags, do the this, do the that, post it to social media, make sure everything's like, there is so much fucking work for content that is not even in my niche. Like, if you want cooking, watch Miss Molly Makes. That's the person you should be watching for cooking streams. Watch Heroes of Fitness meal prep streams on Sundays. Watch them doing that stuff, because that is not my niche. I don't even enjoy doing it. So why would I waste 3 days of my life on this content that gets me nothing? Nothing. It makes someone briefly smile or exhale breath from their face sharply in pleasure for about 5 to 7 seconds maybe. But that's it. That's it. Like, when you put that in perspective with how much time the shit actually takes, it's insane. So like, really like putting that all into perspective for me was like, it's like the rain is gone and everything's clear and I can see everything. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. And it feels good, man. It feels so good. I feel instead of having that fear of failure from like wasting X amount of time in my life, I can very confidently say that instead of that feeling, I feel empowered knowing that I have that kind of focus now. And that I know exactly how to, like, I can craft a roadmap in my mind. Yeah, I have such a fire under my ass, such a fire. It's good. It feels good, because I do need to pull my finger out. And that's where a lot of my anxiety came from the past few years, was like not being able to find my way and not knowing what to do and where to go and what to focus on and all that kind of stuff. So, and you can't be mad that you spent that long trying to find that. Like, any amount of time that you spend on your journey trying to work things out is never a waste. Because if you didn't spend that time exploring and not knowing what you were doing, you would never get to the point where you would actually know what you need to do and where your passion lies. And you've tried so many things that didn't work. Like, you can't move forward unless you find stuff that doesn't work. And pain is constructive. Discomfort is constructive. And you can't progress without feeling that kind of fear and discomfort and then moving past it and taking that risk. You know what I mean? So it feels really good, not gonna lie. It feels really fucking good. And really empowering for me to be able to like concretely say, like, this is not worth my time. I should be focusing on that. And like, you guys are all totally worth my time, which is why I ain't leaving. I fucking love it here. But there are definitely things around the stream that I would rather focus my time on elsewhere. Like, I'll probably be like, half the time that I spend on working on random content that I don't need to, I would probably instead be spending that time on Discord talking about like random shit in the new industry news channel about stuff. Like, I'll probably just be like ranting in there about shit. Hey, Ali, by the way, I really understand the feelings of this rant, similar to when I decided to master out of grad school and leave to get a job elsewhere. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, I can't even be mad that I spent so much time and energy and money on everything that I did. That's the thing that hurts my soul the most, is like how much money went into like my university degree, moving to America, moving back. Like, it took what, like $20,000 US to move back home. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. I should have just moved back in with my parents and just quit working at EA and just done everything 2 years 2 years earlier is what I should have done. I should have never fucking gone over there. But if I didn't go over there, then I wouldn't have the experiences that I did either. Like, I wouldn't know that I didn't want to work at Blizzard and stuff like that. I don't think. I have no right to ever feel butthurt about anything to do with social media metrics, followers, subscribers, blah, blah, blah. No reason at all, because all of that stuff should be completely inconsequential to me. Fuck, it feels good to say that. Fuck, it feels good to say that. Oh, I don't have to spend half a day per month looking at metrics and writing them down. Fuck, it feels good. Fuck, it feels good. Oh, that was a hell of a rant that I wasn't expecting. But I might copy pasta. What I've been doing with these rants is if I have something in mind, I'll usually write it down in my Google Sheets. Like, I write like half a fucking essay, but I'll usually just like copy pasta that into the description of videos on YouTube in case anyone's interested in reading more about what my thought process was. Freedom! Yeah. I mean, to a degree. Yeah, totally. It is really freeing. Because it's like, then I can entirely play whatever the fuck I want on stream. Like, I would still like to keep to a schedule just because I have so many games that I want to play, and if I don't have that schedule, I'll never get through them all. But in terms of like, and I'm still gonna have my schedule. But you guys will see soon how how things might change a little bit, but not much. Not on this channel anyway. Nothing's essentially changing like here on this channel. It's just everything around it. Other than like I'm not going to bother doing cooking streams because I know for a fact the shit won't work. But yeah. Oh, and I signed up for my September workshops. Signed up for some workshops for September. Yes. Feels good, man. So that's exciting. It's with a lady who does improvisation work in Chicago. So I'm like super excited. It was perfect because after the acting classes that I did the first time, I was like, oh, I really love improv. I want to try more of that. And then I got an email about this one and they're like, here's a discount. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Perfect. Do want. Mega appreciate. So that's really cool. But yeah, was there anything else? No, we've done the foods. We've done all of that. You know what? Before I yeet off and before I forget, let us do my last act as an official content creator on the twitch.tv. We gotta play some fucking matchmaker. I'm essentially just playing this right now as a favor to the wonderful, beautiful woman who sent it to me. Speaking of which, Rocker, I'm going to go to your channel and I'm going to open your VODs in another thing so I can remember to watch them after this.